What if there was a seed, something that costs next to nothing, that was described in prophetic medicine as being literally worth its weight in gold? Well, let's get into it because modern science is finally catching up and showing us exactly why. So let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You know that feeling when you wake up, stiff knees, joints that just ache, and you just feel like your body's a lot older than it should be? We all reach for quick fixes, but what if one of the best answers has been hiding in plain sight all along? I mean, just pause and think about that statement for a second. Its weight in gold. That's not a casual comparison. Gold is the standard for value. There was a deep understanding that this tiny seed held incredible healing power. All right, so let's officially meet the star of our show, Hulba, which you probably know as fenugreek. It's this small golden seed, has a little bit of a bitter taste, but for centuries, it's been an absolute powerhouse in traditional medicine. Today, we're going to unpack exactly why. Okay, and this is where the story gets really, really cool. We're about to connect the dots between that ancient wisdom and what modern labs are proving right now. It turns out those classical scholars were onto something huge. And this just lays it out perfectly. Look at this. On the left, you have the wisdom passed down for generations. People knew it soothed joints. And now, look at the right. We have the modern proof. Science tells us why it soothes joints, because it's packed with anti-inflammatory compounds like saponins and flavonoids. So the ancients knew what it did, and now science is telling us how it does it. It's amazing. Let's just quickly run through the 4 biggest benefits that we now have studies on. First, reducing joint pain and arthritis. That's a big one, thanks to those anti-inflammatory properties. Second, it's a game changer for helping to control blood sugar. Third, it's fantastic for soothing digestion and even helps clear up chest congestion. And finally, it offers support for hormones and overall energy. You can see why it's considered such an all-in-one remedy. So what's the secret sauce? What's actually in this little seed? Well, here's a peek. A huge chunk, about 40%, is made up of those saponins and flavonoids. Those are the inflammation fighters. Then you've got a ton of soluble fiber, which is key for that blood sugar benefit. And then you've got compounds that help with congestion and even things that act as hormone precursors. It's like a tiny, perfectly designed natural pharmacy. Okay, so you get it. This stuff is powerful. The next logical question is, great, but how do I actually use it? So let's turn all this knowledge into action. I'm going to show you 3 really simple ways to make fenugreek part of your daily life, starting today. All right, method number 1. This is the classic, the most common way to do it, the overnight soak. It couldn't be easier. You take 1 teaspoon of the seeds, put them in a glass of warm water, and just let it sit overnight. Then, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, you drink that water. And hey, if you're brave enough to chew the seeds, go for it. They're bitter, but they're so good for you. Now, if the idea of soaking seeds just isn't your thing, no problem at all. Try method 2, the seed powder. You just grind the seeds up. You can use a coffee grinder for this. Then mix about half a teaspoon into some warm water, maybe with a little honey, or even stir it into your yogurt. This way is especially good if your main focus is on digestion or blood sugar. And what about that direct, targeted relief for, say, a sore knee or a stiff shoulder? That's where method 3 comes in, the massage oil. All you do is gently warm up a little fenugreek oil and then just massage it right into the painful joint. If you can do this in the morning and evening, it can provide some really direct, soothing relief right where you need it most. All right, before we go any further, it's really important that we talk about a few things. We need to cover safety and also get into the right mindset when you're using any kind of natural remedy. This part is absolutely crucial. And here is the most important point of all. This is not a prescription. Fenugreek is powerful and it can interact with things. So if you are pregnant, if you're taking blood thinners, or if you're on medication for diabetes, you absolutely must talk to your doctor before you start using it. Seriously, your safety always, always comes first. I love this perspective. It frames everything perfectly. The fenugreek is the suburb. It's the means, the tool you use, the action you take. But the ultimate source of healing is al-Shafi, Allah. The idea here is that we have a responsibility to take the means that are available to us, to do our part, and then to place our complete trust in the outcome. It's a beautiful balance. And that brings us to this key takeaway. This is not about choosing sides. It's not ancient wisdom versus modern medicine. It's about integration. By all means, listen to your doctors, take your prescriptions, but also remember these powerful natural tools. They're designed to work together to support your health.
Okay, I've given you the what and the how. Now it's time to put it all to the test yourself. I want to invite you to try something, a personal experiment. Let's call it the 40-day challenge.
40? Why 40? Well, in so many traditions, the number 40 represents a period of transformation, of completion. Think of this challenge as your own personal journey to see what a small, consistent habit can do for your health over a meaningful stretch of time. And honestly, getting started could not be any easier. Here's the plan. Tonight, before you go to sleep, just put 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds in a glass of water. That's it. Tomorrow morning, you start. You drink the water and you begin your 40-day journey. And the most important part, just pay attention. Notice the little shifts in your joints, your energy. Just observe. So, I'll just leave you with this one final thought to consider. Could this one tiny, ancient seed, the one they said was worth its weight in gold, actually make a real difference in how you feel every day? Well, there's really only one way to find out. The challenge is on.